Okay, here's a question from the Siavula website. They're saying that there are children who are sitting at a table. What I notice in this frequency table is that it is grouped data. We're looking at intervals between 0 and 2 minutes, 2 to 4 minutes, etc. And then the question is saying what's the values of F2 and F4 when the estimated mean for the data is 387 over 85. So in order to answer this question, I want to know the frequency for item number 2 and for item number 4. Estimated mean is going to give me an equation that says that x with a line on top of it is equal to the sum of the class interval frequencies. So that's going to be f, so the sum of the frequencies multiplied by the midpoint of the frequencies divided by the sum of the frequencies again. So what are we going to do? We are going to do a table. Hold on. I just moved it to the side quickly, and now I want to complete the table. So the first thing I want to do is get the midpoint of each one. The midpoint of the first interval is 1, then we have 3, 5, 7, 9. The next thing I want to do is I want to say 1 times 1. So it's going to be frequency multiplied by the midpoint. So 1 times 1 is 1. Next up, I'm going to have a midpoint that's going to be something like F2 times 3. Next one is going to be 5 times 3. That one is going to give me 5 times 3 is going to be 15. Next up, we're going to have F4 times 7, which is going to be an amount of 4 times 7, 28. And then we're going to have 9 times 14, which is 126. Okay, so they are telling me that actually this equation that I have on the top right hand side is equal to 387 over 85. Okay, I'm going to use that information now. I'm going to go back to my previous table and I want to add up my totals, which I can't. Oh, this is wrong. This is actually unknown, right? Okay, so what do I know? I know that I have 1 plus 15 plus 126 gives me 142 plus 2 unknowns. That one and that one are unknown. So in other words, my numerator is actually going to be 142 plus 2 unknown values divided by 85. So far so good. Let's just confirm this 85. If I add up the frequency, they're saying this 85 is actually the frequency added up. So that's going to, this is equal to 85, if you agree with me. So if I say 85 minus 14 minus 23 minus 1, that's going to give me 47, meaning that F2 plus F4 are equal to 47 in total. Okay, so how do we work this out? I would say F2 times 3, which is this one, plus F4 times 7 is equal to 387 minus 142. So that means it is equal to 245. Now the combination of these two, F2 and F4, is equal to 47. What do we do next? A simple way of doing this, which is probably not the smartest way, but maybe the easiest way, is to input this section into the calculator, and then I change this value and that value in order to see what the outcome would be. Meaning that my first one would be maybe 1 times 3 plus, I don't know, what's it, 47 minus 1, 46 times 7 gives me, and I'm looking for an answer of 245. So if it's not the same, I'm going to change it. Then I'm going to go 2 times 3 plus 45 times 7. And I continue like that until I get to the correct number. Instead of starting at 1 and 46, I'm actually going to start in the middle, and I'm going to say maybe something like 25 times 3 plus 27 times 7, because 25 and 20, not 27, 25 and 22 gives me 47. So I'll start sort of in the middle and see which way to go. This gives me 229. Come on, pen. 229. So now instead of deleting anything on my calculator, I'm going to change it to 26 and 21. So if I go 26 and 21, then I get an answer of 225, which is going away from the answer. So now I'm going to go 24 and 23. That gives me 233. Okay, still going towards the answer. Let's do 25. No, not 25. 22. No, let's do 23 and 24. That gives me 137, 22 and 25 gives me 141. Let's do 21 and 26. That gives me, so the answer for F2 is going to be 21, and the answer for F2 is going to be 26. So the way that I did it was a process of elimination. I inputted it into the calculator, and I just changed this variable as often as is necessary, and this variable as often, making sure that when they add up to 47.